So decked out with all the gear here in Perisher, ready to start my snow portfolio the next 3 days. So I've got plenty of opportunity. It depends what the weather does, of course, but make the most of it is the name of the game. So we'll see what the snow and trees and cloud combinations can deliver on this trip. Looking forward to it. I had hoped it would be. I've got 3 days I've set aside for here. But nevertheless, there's plenty to work with. I've got tons of interesting looking trees here and some nice black and grey looking clouds give a bit of background to these stark trees, so we'll make sure that we make the most of it. So here we are at our next location. Got some really nice compositions, both looking at the side light and in this valley. A good range of possibilities with the light coming from behind. When I got here at Perisher this morning, it's about mid-afternoon now, I had a good walk around, having a little bit of a later start today, and no real rush. There was grey cloud everywhere, there was no great light, so used that time to a good effect with a reconnaissance and just simply walked around. Most of the snow's pretty hard pack, but occasionally you go straight through, and as long as you don't end in a stream, that's all right. But it's fascinating. You've got to take into account, a bit like sand dunes. Don't walk into the scene that you might photograph because it's gone forever. Make sure the snow is pristine and perfect and you get all these lovely side angles, as long as you take care to remember that sort of basic rule. I'm anticipating the moon to come up this afternoon from that direction over that ridge. Been so much cloud today, I wasn't doing too much hope for it, but it's started to clear, so it might be a possibility. I'm right here on the spot, so I've got myself some snacks and made myself a hot coffee and a mug and everything else, so I can just take my time and wait for it to appear, and if it does, then I'm in prime position. And that's the thing, get there and be ready and see if it happens. Well, now it's got colder, just standing around waiting for the moonrise. We're in the right spot, but there's going to be a lot of cloud in the ways, but you never know, anything could happen. Got to be here. Been quite fun looking around in the meantime. Lots of animal prints in the snow. Who knows what they are? At least in Australia we don't have cougars or anything else like that, so won't get eaten today. But it's been fascinating, just spending the time out here and just watching the light move around and doing all that kind of anticipation of light and being here on the spot, having the right lenses. So I'm really hopeful there's going to be some really good outcomes, at least as far as I'm concerned. I believe I've got some. So we'll put them in the portfolio after they're fully edited, and we'll see what everyone else thinks. Feel like I'm pacing a bit, waiting for this moon. Nothing else can do except just wait for these clouds to pass. They unfortunately are just going to be a factor today. But there is a good potential for the moon to rise just in time. Hopefully I've got some time left in the sky. If you have a look behind me, that's where I'm wanting to look and get this ridge and get the frame perfect for it. I've got cloud in the way, but the moon's timing is going to be close, so we'll see what it is. In the meantime, I can pull the balaclava back up, my gloves back on, keep walking to see if I can feel my toes. Haven't felt them for a while. I mean, it's just cold. At least it's not windy. Windy would be horrible. Windy would be no good at all. So I've got high hopes for the timing. It'll be very close. So we'll have another look at that sky. So we've got a little bit of a gap. The cloud is moving ever so slowly across. And about where my head is, where the moon will come up on the horizon. It's arcing up now. It's already risen, but we can't see it because of the cloud. So with any kind of luck, we'll end up with a a nice lining up. If it doesn't, when it gets dark and I don't see it, well, at least we were here. So walk back to the car and long drive back to Cooma and find something hot to eat. Here we are at Charlotte's Pass. Booked a snowcat, committed to this day, and the weather's turned out to be fantastic. I've got a whole bunch of snow gums here that I identified back in April, May last year, coming through on a motorbike trip, and really enjoyed the possibilities. So today has turned out to be a dream day. Lots of snow cover, enough light. Yesterday was a bit grey and miserable, but today's turned out very well, so I'll have plenty to work with. And pop maybe a 360, put on Google Maps, say I was here, and only a few hours. Got to get the snowcat back at 2:30, back to Perisher, moonrise at 4:15, 4:30, and get up into position for that, and hopefully the clear sky or clear gaps in the sky stay so that I can have a second shot at the moon. Last night was a bit mucked up, got a couple shots, but it could only show for maybe 30 seconds at most, and I stayed around for a couple of hours with very cold toes getting that. So another shot at it today, and that's the last time. Tomorrow will be full moon and too late, and off home after that. 900 odd k's drive, big day then. So anyway, I'm here, time to work and get stuff done. Now at the top of the boardwalk, what is a boardwalk in summer? It's a snow walk in winter, just above Charlotte's Pass. So got a great outlook from here. Last time I was here on the motorbike, windy as, just about literally blew the camera and the tripod over. So much nicer today, could have been anything. So there's lots to see here, snowscapes and snow gums. So I'll just take a short break, need something to eat and drink. Made a warm thermos filled cup of coffee in my travel mug. Got lots of snacks, both for on the move and in case I ever get stuck anywhere. Always have a satellite tracker on, PLB, that kind of stuff. So if I fell down some ravine and broke my leg, can always call for help. So even 100 metres off the trail is enough to disappear, so don't take any risks there. So I've got some great positions. I brought myself a spray bottle. Read that some photographer's trick is to spray these gums and bring them to life, some vibrancy in the colour and so on. So I've carted that all this way, plus a spare bottle. We'll see if it works. So first things first, food and drink to recharge. Got around 2.5 hours to make the most of this location. And before I got to walk back and get picked up, head back to Perisher, then walk up another hill for the moon at the end of the day. So here's hoping. So last part of the shoot up here, Charlotte's Pass. Got the tripod set up, been finding some nice compositions of the trees. All the valleys socked in with cloud that come in, but I got my panoramas in time. Lucky I prioritised that first. And hood on because it's starting to snow on me while I'm doing the shot. But tried the suggestion, which was spray the bark with water. It brings the colours up wonderfully, perfect. So that will really help. And even though it's bad photography for landscapes out there because of the severe cloud that's come in, you can see that behind me there. The light is so even and perfect for doing this kind of photography. Is the last thing. The trees and so on are bathed in a nice even light, and not very good at trees. I need more practice, so everything that can help is a good thing, and that's what part of doing this is about. So I'll work on this for the last hour and a half at most that I've got. Then I've got to walk down and get picked up by the snowcat. So so far so good again. go with the last location of the day. Not very hopeful. Starting to snow, and in one direction I'm hoping for the last rays of the sun to come across and light this scene behind me, but it's just grey everywhere. And in the opposite direction, the moon to rise, but not too hopeful of that. But I can see some glimmers of hope in amongst the cloud. You never know. So it's just a matter of being on the spot and jumping on it if and when the lighting conditions happen, because sure as eggs, if you say, oh no, I can't be bothered, well, you'll never get anything. You just won't. So you've got to do this. You've got to stand in the bloody cold and all of that. And finally, something will come your way. And not so much finally, I get a fair chunk of the time actually, but sometimes they're just dud days, sometimes they're just dud times, but you've just got to make that effort. Turn up and do it, because when it happens, it's bloody magic. It's what you've got to wait for. That sun coming out for just that vital time. I've got a little bit of a break in the cloud. Everything lit up. I was ready to go. Jump right on it. That's what you got to do. Be there and get it. Lucky last for the day. May not have too much luck, but I got the camera perfectly set up here and got my gloves and everything else, so I'll stay a little bit warmer than I was last night. It will come up, the moon will come up over that ridge, and I've got a nice leading line and nice composition and everything else. I want to plant it up against that. There's a little bit of, gaps and pieces in the cloud, but there's an awful lot of other cloud around too. Anything can happen, and probably will, but I'm here ready. The moon has already risen, so it will come up over that ridge in some form, and hopefully I get it before it gets too dark and too cold. So here's hoping. If we don't get it, oh well, so be it. Had a really good one with that sun coming out. I was ready to go with a panorama of the trees. So I've got the longer lens on now, waiting for the moon. I want to compress up that far ridge. I've got a perfect spot looking over here, and hot to trot if it happens. We'll see. Otherwise, trudge back to the car, long drive back to Cooma, and find something warm to eat. I'm looking forward to that, and get my toes warm again. I haven't felt them for hours. Well, that's what I'm hopeful for. A little bit of a gap open up in that cloud, and the moon's over there, and there's still a bit of light in the sky. It won't last forever, so there's a little bit of a window of opportunity, and who knows, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. But if that little bit of cloud over there keeps progressing the way that it does and meets the moon rising, then it'll come together. So we'll see. And sure enough, it's happening. There goes the moon, and I've been getting a few great shots there, so that is just damn awesome. Bit of a snow flurry's come across, but that's okay. We've got some colour in the sky. We've got the moon where I expected it. Wait for this to come out behind the cloud. I'll have a few more shots before that cloud comes across, and then we'll have it in the can. How damn awesome is that? So here we are at sunny Lake Jindabyne, going to go for a jet ski of all things, but why not? Got it this far, may as well do a bit of fun, mad stuff, and then take it up to the snow, just to park it there and do my last little session up at the Perisher Valley. So got all my main shots in the bag, so very happy with that. Got some really good key shots that I was hoping for, so I consider that a success. So head out Lake Jindabyne, lay down some street view, and have some fun. Hopefully come back warm and dry, or at least dry, and head up to Perisher for my last thing for the day, and a long drive home tomorrow. Okay, so today is the last day I have all planned for this week. It's turned out to be a fantastically beautiful, clear day, hardly any wind, blue sky, and just been jet skiing on Lake Jindabyne just for the fun of it. So it's made a later start up here, but that's not too bad of a thing. I've got a whole bunch of really key shots I'm really happy with. Different weather conditions, and that's good. Last night was the night before full moon, and it had the right angle above the horizon that I wanted, the right time of day, and I lucked out, or got good luck with the clouds giving me a few gaps here and there, and I got the colour, the snow and the moon all together with some moody cloud, which is really cool. Today's a blue sky day. Full moon will be half an hour after sunset. That's too late for me. Go walking off into the bushes and finding a spot, walking back in the dark. Not much fun, and it's a longer drive back to Cooma, and it's a bit tiring, so I don't need to do that. It's not really the composition that I'm after. Last night was the key date, and that worked out perfectly. So this afternoon is my last day, so I'll just take it nice and slow, and take advantage of the blue sky, and get lots of little detail shots. All the intricate details with a low angle of the sun will come up, and the compositions will be fairly plain as far as drama is concerned. That's okay. It gives me a bit of variety to add to the portfolio, and the snow is just perfectly laid out, and snow is just like sand dunes. Watch where you tread, because you don't want to walk into the scene that you want to photograph. Look ahead, see whether it's something that you're going to take use of, and then make sure that you stop well before it's set up, and then you've got a pristine scenario to photograph. So walking around, I will find spots, bits and pieces, little details, nice things to see, and round out the collection for here. So a very successful week jet skiing in the Upper Murray River with a good group. 400 k's, very challenging in the swift water, very important to get it right, and then following up with the snow and walking around here, and of course snowcat up to Charlotte's Pass yesterday. Didn't quite work out the system, didn't know it was tickets in advance, etc, etc, so I only had a few hours, so I'll be well warned of that next year. I'd like to come back and do a longer, more detailed study of the snow gums, and see what happens with the weather then. It's always going to be luck. You've got to take your chances, you've got to pick some dates, book your accommodation. In my case, the accommodation's Cooma. Everything else close to that is crazy prices, bad enough in Cooma as it is. So pick your dates and work with the weather. Today's blue sky and sunny, so I'll work with that and sign off, and heading back up to Port Macquarie tomorrow, and warm water in Wales, so that'll be really cool. Oh, who am I kidding? I'll stay. Didn't think I would, but it's just too good an opportunity to miss. And the ridge behind me, the moon will come up in 2.5 hours, and it's as clear as all the way to the horizon. So I've got the long lenses on me on the medium format, so I'll be able to zoom in and get a really clear capture of it. The way I look at it is that yes, it might be cold, or already can't feel my toes, and for a while, and it'll be even colder. It'll be dark, But the road's that way. Keep walking that way, you'll hit the road. I've got a torch, got a PLB, got a tracker. Nothing will ever leave me in the lurch, so I've got multiple systems just in case something happens. But I've walked all the way up here, very firm, good footing, not having to go any dodgy parts, so that's all right. Come all this way, why not stay another couple of hours until after dark, get the full moon in the snow? Who knows, it might be years before I can get that again, so no way in the world I'm going to miss that opportunity. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get a nice shot out of it and add to the other moon shots, and in which case it'll be a nice full range of selections to edit when I get back. So here's hoping. I've had my coffee, I've had my snack bars, I've got more to spare, and water as well. So plenty of stuff here to keep me going, and I'll just keep looking around for more little intimate portraits that I've been doing, twigs and leaves and ice formations and all those sort of nice little bits and pieces that, you know, come up well with a blue sky and a bright sun at a low angle. So been having fun burning through yet another memory card, some more backing up to do tonight. But heck, who cares? I'm here to get stuff, not to care about anything else. Okay, last video, I would hope, got a good position here to watch the moon come up. Decided to go for it. I'm here. The sky's clear, let's do something with it. Sun going down, colour coming up, I'll get a few wide angle panoramas with that, and then the moon. I feel like a pacing lion. I'm getting cold, no toes feeling, no fingers feeling, no nothing. But that's the sun is going down, colour looks really cool over there, and the moon will come up, so we'll hope for the best. I've got this cold. I hope something good is going to come from it. Well, you probably can't see me, but there's the moon coming up and a bit of colour, and I think that worked out. I had to choose one exposure for the foreground, another one for the moon, and I did a range of them, so we'll see which one comes out looking the best. But it looked very good, it was worth doing, and something should come of it. But I'm so cold, before it gets too dark I'll find my way back to the car and then back to get some warm food. Bit of a drive to Cooma, but you get that. So I'm guessing this is probably a wrap. So it's dark, it's cold, I'm hungry, time to go home. I've got the shots in the can, I hope.